Well, hello, and welcome back. Not welcome back. Welcome to Goetia. Yes. Move the slider until the drawing is barely visible. Is a drawing? Just keep it in the middle. Yeah. Goetia. I have no idea what this game is. Apparently, it's a point and click adventure, which is alright. Graphics, choose your resolution. Windowed. It's already windowed. Font size. Let's just make it max. Make it easier to see. Not quite. Do keep up the good work, Abigail. Simply forget that I am watching your every move. What? Who? Where? Is it applying? Apply. Apply. Like. Oh, whatever. Brightness, sound, and music should be fine. So, why should you play Goetia? Well, I have no idea. But we're here to find out. I like the atmosphere, it's very Halloweeny. So let's start. Sound has a particular importance in Goetia, especially if it contains puzzles. Auto experiences sit quiet in a dark place and put on headphones. I see. Is this a gravestone? I can't see myself. There's no one here. Am I? No, this isn't right. Good. It seems I can still move, in a way. And I can also see things. But I don't feel anything. Stay calm. Something's wrong. Think, Abigail. I know this tree. I'm outside the manor. I just need to think. No, this is wrong. I need to find help. Help. Father. Mother. Annie. Journal. Writes out all her thoughts in her journal. Each time a snowball appears, you can see the latest ideas. I also reveal some hints about our next goal. Press J to open journal. I like this tree, but in my memories it was a bit more impressive, even in winter. The Awakening. I am Abigail Blackwood, daughter of Abraham and Helena Blackwood, and Annie's sister. To be honest, that's all I remember after the fall of my final scream. I don't really understand what I am or what's happening. I need to find help. I need to find my family. Blackwood. The name sounds a bit familiar. Let's go left. I remember the path to the village, but I'd rather stay here for now. I don't think I'm very presentable at the moment. Abigail Blackwood, 1890 to 1902. At least that makes things clear now. You're dead. I'm a spirit, I see. That's strange. There's a hexagonal shape carved out of the pedestal as if something had been taken out. I don't think I saw that before. Well, I guess let's look for something hexagonal. Control. All the every noticeable elements in the scene. The gate is closed and covered in rust. Can I open it? Unless maybe I could go through it. Yes. Blackwood Manor. Just like in my memories, I was born and died here. I remember this window. That's where I fell. It was cold. There are leaves on that tree. We're still in winter, but I don't feel cold. Cause you did. Map. No time on the map. The map will show you which rooms you've entered and which reach. Check it regularly. Press time to open map. Okay. A light. Maybe there's someone there who can help. How do I get in? Going through the gate was easy, but such an obstacle. Up. Oh. It's as easy as that. It was here. I fell out of this window. It was an accident, but I clearly remember falling here. Rosary beads. Ben-Hur, Tale of the Christ by Lewis Wallace. Leaving a book out of its shelf isn't in Annie's habits. Oh, it's a book. What the hell are these? Someone's drawn some symbols here. It's something to do with demonology. Father's studies. You can't work out which demons these symbols represent. Really need help. Wise men Quartet. Not sure. Is it Paimon? Assuming there is some wisdom in that demon. And he must be protecting something. I have to cross these walls to find answers. Is it Paimon?
Tabibito.
Impossible. It's terrifying, but rather handy. Blackwood Manor. Is that your mother? Huh? So bright. Let's go back through. My grandparents used to hunt deer in the woods on the manor grounds. Good evening, Jack, Rufus, Ted, Molly. Damaged tableware. The manor seems abandoned. I don't understand. This wallpaper wasn't torn before. Mrs. Ward would never have allowed that. Am I really at the manor? You tell me. Oh, there's a book. Who could have drawn this map? The names remind me of Father's studies, but he would never have taken these documents out of his office. Library, Paimon. Nibirius, the Silver Labyrinth, Conservatory for us? Eldritch Forest, Melfas, Dining Room, Office, Thingy, Fields of Stone, Oak Marsh, Hall. Buell? I don't know. It's pretty hard to see them. The fucking crosshairs. I'll have you inside the manor. This is starting to look like a bad dream. Starting, huh? These stairs aren't quite as impressive as I remember. They're covered in dust. Even this face wasn't quite as dull looking before. Is my mind playing tricks on me? Yes. Yes. Light? Candles are lit. There must be someone around here. Father usually works late at night. Padre. I guess we scoot on over. Everything is just so dilapidated. I don't recognize this chair. A small pile of grandfather's mineral collection. These sheets have been folded neatly. Someone still cares about these things. This couch seems comfortable enough to have a rest. If only I could. That floating castle? View of the manor at the fog. Something about this painting troubles me, but can't tell what. It's like a ghost painting. Cobwebs. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. Something's written in the margin. Property of Alexander Hodgkin. The name's new to me. These walls clearly don't want anything to go through them. Is there a way to get through? Mother's favorite cane. Alice in Wonderland? What's this doing in Mother's library? There's a note hidden between the pages. The handwriting's rather clumsy. It doesn't look much different from mine. It must have been written by a child. Oh shit. Am I supposed to read this? It was the White Rabbit trotting slowly back again and looking anxiously about it as it went, as if it had lost something. And she heard it muttering to itself, the Duchess, oh my dear paws, oh my fur and whiskers, she'll get me executed. As sure as ferrets are ferrets. Where can I have dropped them, I wonder? Alice guessed in a moment. They was looking for the fan and the pair of white kid gloves, and she, very good-naturedly, began hunting about for them. But they were nowhere to be seen. Everything seemed to have changed since her swim in the pool, and the great hall with the glass table and the little door had vanished completely. Very soon the rabbit noticed Alice, as she went hunting about, and called out to her in an angry tone. Why, Marianne, what are you doing out here? Run home this instant and fetch me a pair of gloves and a fan. Quick now. And Alice was so much frightened that she ran off at once, in the direction it pointed to, without trying to explain the mistake it had made. He took me for his housemaid, she said to herself as she ran. How surprised he'll be when he finds out who I am. But I'd better take him his fan and gloves, that is, if I can find them. As she said this, she came upon a neat little house, on the door of which was a bright brass plate with the name W. Rabbit engraved upon it. She went in without knocking and hurried upstairs, in great fear that she should meet the real Mary Ann and be turned out of the house before she had found the fan and gloves. How queer it seemed, Alice said to herself, to be going messages for a rabbit. I suppose Dinah will be sending me on messages next. And she began fancying the sort of thing that would happen. Miss Alice, come here directly and get ready for your walk. Coming in a minute. Blank, but I've got to see that mouse doesn't get out. Only I don't. Edward. Alexander and I sneaked into Father's laboratory. And we found something interesting. There's this weird powder. I will show you how it reveals hidden writings. Know this, you just have to pour the powder on the paper to reveal the ink. Alexander told me to keep some of it. Now we can start writing coded messages. R. Edward and R. Alexander and R. Edward, Alexander and R. This is actually her house. Bing. And had to stoop to save her neck from being broken. She hastily put down the bottle, saying to herself, that's quite enough. I hope I shan't grow any more. As it is, I can't get out of the door. I do wish I hadn't drunk quite so much. Alas, it was too late to wish that. She went on growing, and very soon had to kneel down on the floor. In another minute, there was not even room for this, and she tried the effect of lying down with one elbow against the door, and the other arm curled around her head. Still she went on growing, and as a last resource, she put one arm out. So she became a giant. It doesn't look like any of the clocks in the manor are working, but I'm not particularly worried about that right now. Books on botany and chemistry. Nothing I need right now. What the hell is this? Kinda looks like this is meant to be the symbol. This circled thing is what you're supposed to go for. But what's with these other sketches? It's definitely important, but I don't know what's the importance of it. I've never seen this dresser open. I think Father was hiding important documents inside. Let's open it. I can't open it. Okay. There's all kinds of jars here, but nothing that will help me understand what's going on here. One of Father's most disconcerting hobbies, collecting keys for which there is no keyhole. Oh, yes there is. Oh, what the hell? These don't look like Mother's plants. She always liked flowers better. Someone's been looking after them though. Never really liked newspapers. Wait, 2nd of February 1941. No, that can't. It's been 39 years? That's impossible. This is a nightmare. Why would anyone hide the Virgin Mary behind lock and key? What's this? Embody. Possession. Abigail just possessed an object. Able to move it, use a component with another. On the other hand, object Abigail contains a full hole in the world of living and it has to accept its rules. Can't cross walls. Right click to leave object. I really want to know what that switch is for. Something important has opened in this cupboard. Some counting invoices, deeds of property, and what's this? Abraham Edward Christopher Blackwood. Certified copy of an entry of death. Be hard to see. You can read some of it, but oh yeah. 24th of October 1939. In Oakmarsh. Male, 76 years, professor of literature. Lung cancer. Certificate received from whatever. Or someone died. Abraham Edward Christopher Blackwood. A death certificate with Father's name on it? Oh, that's the father. It's impossible. I can't believe it. He was 76? But how? What happened to me? What about Mother and Anne? Annie, 1939. My last memories date back to 1902. This must be a bad dream. So much of this doesn't make any sense. I need to understand what's going on. Father's office. He must have taken notes. Maybe his research can help me. Maybe. Different plants. Different books. Something is going on here. These books seem important, and they're well worn. Oh boy. Have you ever heard the story of Icarus, who flew too close to the sun? Let me tell you our version of that ancient story. A man who thought himself a great alchemist and master of the elements of nature found an old forgotten grimoire that would teach him to summon demons and command them to carry out whatever he wanted. Now this man gained his power by following the lead of those before him. That is to say, he had used the results from experiments performed by other masters to appear wise to those around him. However, while he was good at applying that which he had learned from others, his ability to think on his feet and to reason was lacking. This man loved a woman whom he had never spoken to. He watched her from afar, admiring her beauty and dreaming of what it would be like if she was his wife. He spent so much time in the world of fantasy, where she was his, that his obsession had started to take a toll on him. He couldn't sleep, eat, and became isolated from his friends. So, Stalker. The directions in the book were clearly laid out, and because of his adeptness at following instructions in his alchemical manuals, he thought he would master demons as quickly as he mastered alchemy. Out of desperation for this woman, he summoned a demon named Beleth. It was said could create love between man and a woman. Sensing his desperation, the demon came to his summons, and the man was sure that it was his skill that brought Beleth to him so quickly. He commanded the demon to bring his love to him, with haste and without harm befalling her. The demon laughed, saying it was an easy task, as the woman felt the same way as the man, but he would require but a single action from the man to ensure success. Ecstatic, the man agreed to do whatever Beleth needed to accomplish the task. The demon dictated a love letter to him, telling him to send it to his love on a specific date, using the exact words he gave him. After the man dismissed the demon, he immediately wrote the letter that Beleth had dictated to him, word for word, and set it aside, waiting for the appointed day to mail his note. When the day came to mail the letter, his love went to a spiritualist to speak to her beloved mother, who had passed when she was young. When the medium called the spirit of her mother, Beleth came in disguise and told her of the letter that she would receive. He told her that the man who wrote it was a necromancer and meant to do her family harm. Knowing exactly what the man had written, Beleth easily scared off the man's love and destroyed his reputation in the process. Just like Icarus, his overconfidence had destroyed him. However, we can learn one more lesson. Without the ability to reason, to create and innovate, a master is not a master. Never take what you read or see at face value. And that includes anything and everything that I write you. Including this story, of course. This one looks different. The building and renovation of churches. I think I remember hearing about a chapel in the woods near the manor. Books about magic. Not a science I'm familiar with. Science, huh? Father may not have been fond of horses, but this statue is gorgeous. I don't remember it either. There is a quite massive book on this shelf. Must be important. Might be somewhat altered, but even so, there's no way I can read that book without finding a way to get it off the showcase. Showcase is locked. I can't get the book out of the shelf. There's only this light to illuminate the whole room. It's also dark and oppressive. Pencils, notebooks, and newspapers. Don't recognize Father's handwriting on this notebook. 1203. Writing a journal had never interested me up until now, but these past few days I felt the need for it. All of these things are crowding my mind, and I can Hardly sleep. I found Father's precious notes today. Father, I discovered what took up all his time. An incredible collection of documents, vague references, and crazy writings about demons and seals. Names I know nothing about, enigmatic symbols, drawings, a huge number of documents. Documents he used to share with my sweet Abigail an eternity ago. My first instinct was to close this bay and put it back. Close this book and put it back where I found it. The curiosity is consuming me. A box. 2403. I'm voraciously reading Father's documents, and I'm starting to make sense out of them. Maybe he wasn't as mad as his isolation let it on. What I took for a time-consuming hobby was actually an in-depth study of an ancient cult named Goetia. The idea of it still seems crazy, and maybe it is. Goetia was used to call forth demons to ask questions on favors of them, a very human tradition. But these summonings seem to have been possible. Father seemed interested in 5 of these demons: Malphas, Brute, Paimon, Pharas, and Naberius. Ah, these are the demon symbols. I see. These notes are very detailed about rituals, formulas, personalities of each entity, strengths and weaknesses. I have difficulties believing they really exist. However, Father's studies are so thorough and precise that I'm beginning to have doubts. 1205. Curiosity is guiding me towards knowledge. I tried some of the rituals this past week. I'm happy I can isolate myself, as I feel somewhat ridiculous, saying out loud the summoning words taken from a strange language. I've had no success yet. This quest is consuming me. I spend entire days writing down the questions I want to ask the demons, as well as behaviors and words I should avoid in their presence. I chose Malphas. He seems to be the less deranged of the demons among those I read about. And I hope he's not so dangerous. But he doesn't seem to hear me. I'm growing desperate. War is coming. I can feel it. The people of Oakmarsh are different, nervous. The enemy is far from our front door, however. And I can't stop but feeling they are reacting strangely to my own presence. I couldn't explain this feeling. 1507. I feel feverish, confused. I can't sleep. I can't believe it. Malphas answered. I first perceived an indescribable noise, as if a huge hammer was hitting the walls around me. Then a wind filled the room, coming from under the doors. I swear I heard the rustle of feathers, as if thousands of birds were flying around the room. When he started speaking to me, I froze, too stunned to utter a single word. That's wrong too, but whatever. This demon is particularly charismatic. My first thoughts went to my beloved sister. Abigail would have been so impressed, astonished, moved. I asked the questions I craved answers for. Was Abigail with him? Could he find her? He laughed. Malphas has a very charming laugh. Very soft. He told me he couldn't bring her back, but that she was well. I shall feel calm. My thirst for answers isn't calmed. 2207. Belfast and I are growing to know each other. It feels so strange to write it thus, and even more strange to live it. This demon is particularly caring, and I sometimes forget he is an entity by far superior to us poor humans. Seems I am for him a welcome distraction. He has had little occasions to talk with the living these past 5 millennia. I sometimes think of my dear Joseph and feel a guilty relief that he should no longer be of this world. If Father were still alive, my research and my successes would have surely filled him with pride. And Abigail, who often mocked my terror when faced with Father's experiments, can she only see me today? Would you be proud of your older sister? I keep my research far from my children's reach. They are too young to understand what is at stake, but maybe I can start talking about it with Gabriel. I'm looking forward to sharing my knowledge with the rituals tied to Goetia. But maybe they suspect something. Alexander seems weary lately. Alexander. One of her children is Alexander? 810. They are here. They started bombing London yesterday. Mrs. Matthews and her husband left Oakmarsh a few days ago, leaving everything behind. I'm worried what world will my children grow up in? Can I even imagine what tomorrow will look like? When I asked Malthus, he had this amused look he often has, the one that annoys me so much. Arrogant heap of feathers. He doesn't care, of course. Hell is a far more peaceful place than Earth, he said. 1210. I exchanged a few words today with Elias, the vicar, the vicar. I couldn't stand not sharing my research, but his reaction surprised me. He told me he had been eagerly awaiting this day. You, other than me, couldn't know so much about this subject. The vicar offered me his help. How could a man of God conduct such research trying to call forth demons? I think I'll accept his offer. I only browsed through... Oh, maybe. I tried pressing some other buttons. Okay, I'm not sure. I reckon demonic invocation is only a small part of the Goetia, and I can't count on Malthus, who refuses to answer my questions on the subject. But that malicious bird can laugh as much as he wants. I'll get my answers, Mockingbird. 211. Oakmarsh is now empty. I have a ghost town at my door. Goethe isn't it? The street art. And I suppose the last rituals convinced the bravest of them to leave their home. Let them go. I don't need their idiotic prejudices. When our enemies will be at our doors, at least I will have something to welcome them with. 511. Gabriel, my sweet Gabriel. I was sure you'd understand. I love you so much. Robert, Edward. Hope you understand the importance of this quest. Robert. Okay, that's the name. Robert talking to Edward. So, Robert, brothers with Alexander. So who's Gabriel? 1212. There's no hope left. I won't be here when these disgusting invaders arrive, but let them try and get close to my children. They will regret it. Come and colonize Oakmarsh. See what I care. None of these short-sighted villagers supported me when I needed it. They don't deserve to be remembered. If they come inside Blackwood Manor, I will rain down hell on them. 501. Thank you, Anton Elias, Pastor, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Everything will soon be ready. I won't be here to see the world crumble. You don't look as arrogant and mocking as before, Malthus. Don't worry, I'm not heartless. You won't be alone. A few friends will join you. The spell is sealed. Abigail, please wait for me. Hear me. Heed my call. It seems like the sister summoned her. Oh, and she has no words. Alright. Mother, since you will not listen to reason, I must stop you myself. I apologize for stealing your notes, but I see no other way. Gabriel may be the oldest, but he has no idea what you are up to. I'll be back for young Edward and Robert. I forbid you from trying anything with them, or you will dearly regret it. This has all gone on long enough. Farewell, Alexander. Ah, Gabriel, Edward, Alexander. All her children. And dang, she's very good at giving children, giving birth to children. The hollowed skull, one of Mother's eccentricities. I suppose it must have come from the upstairs library. This box contains some kind of white powder. White powder? I used to hide in this wardrobe, and he never found me in here. It's because you were dead. Do I smash it? The penny is mightier than the sword, and treasures do hide in written word. Should try to remember this. How do I combine? It's eerily quiet. Oh, whatever. The hell? Feathers. Feathers? Malthus. Good evening, young lady. Who are you? Oh, come now. You wound me. We are already acquainted, of course. It was some time ago, and you may not have even seen that I was here. I am one of the kind your father did so love to talk about, even if he elected not to teach you much about me in particular. My current form, shall we say, should be something of a hint. You're one of the demons that father was studying. A raven? You must be Malthus. But demons don't exist. It was just an unpleasant hobby of his. I suppose you must be right. After all, that would be simply absurd. Not unlike believing in ghosts, perhaps. I must say I am rather surprised to see you here right now. No matter, I'm almost flattered you recognized me. It means that mankind has not quite forgotten about me yet. Not completely, at least. What do you want? What do I want? Oh, I see. Abraham must have taught you that I would require a favor if you were so impertinent as to summon me. But in your case, young lady, I chose to appear before you. You did not summon me, and thus can we dispense with the quid pro quo? I suppose I simply wanted to, well, chirp with someone, perhaps. Chirp? Fine. Well, what are you doing here? Aha. Now that is quite an interesting question. With that, I could answer it. You mean you don't know? Not exactly. I do recall that I was summoned, but in a most unusual way. Annie, she called me, and we chirped for a time. But she deceived me and trapped me within these walls. All I know is that some part of me remained in the cozy confines of hell, while the remainder, well, is the manor itself, or something like that. Like when I possess an object? It does indeed seem that the same forces are at work here. And why are you preventing me from going any further? I am doing nothing of the sort, or rather, not consciously. You see, my girl, we are both pure spirits here, and it seems that our essences cannot collaborate, shall we say. I promise you, I would simply love for you to proceed. I dare say that you are the only one who can free me. The sigil on ceiling. Could it be hint? An answer? Such a keen mind. If it is not the answer itself, it must be some part of it. My sigil is not complete in this form. It cannot be seen by man. Much to my immense sorrow, the sigil you see only represents half of my being, the part that remains in hell. There is another sigil, in fact. It is the opposite of this one. It represents the part of me that is trapped here, among the living. Should you manage to find and decipher it, I would be free to leave this world. I knew you wanted something after all. Exposed, yes. And it seems we both need each other. I expect that I can rely on you. You have Blackwood blood running through your veins after all, if you'll pardon the expression. Wait, he's disappeared. Not quite. Do keep up the good work, Abigail. Simply forget that I am watching your every move. Well, there it is. There's the quote. So this is what's drawn on the ceiling? It's a light switch. This dumbwaiter is connected to the kitchen on the in the basement. I gotta possess an object and go in, don't I? These glasses are still full, as if someone left in a hurry. Robert Hodgkin. 1940, 14 years old. Gabrielle Hodgkin, February 1939, 31 years old. Annie Hodgkin, 1940. Annie Hodgkin. Annie Hodgkin. Annie, as a grown-up. I still recognize her, though. Still as ugly as ever. Alexander Hodgkin, 1939, 28 years old. 1940, 10 years old. Edward Hodgkin. I'll never know the taste of this wine. There's dear Mrs. Ward, the housekeeper, and she has her keys even in this painting. The ruined tower reminds me of the one in the villagers were talking about in the woods on the estate. Seat was, of course, Father's armchair. The silver medallion holds the portrait of a dull-looking man with sharp eyes. Why'd I call up the dumb waiter? I must need to... Dumb waiter needless to say, works perfectly. I need to put something from here. Smoked garlic. Used to love that smell, but the memory's fading. My young brother, it's been a while since I haven't put your keen mind to the test. How would you feel about a paper chase? First clue. Chariot. Happy hunting. R. Chariot. You mean the horse? These plates haven't been properly washed. The meals weren't finished either. Good. A sheet of paper on the wall. Why is it blank? How odd. Blank. Oh. I see. There's no food on these shelves. No one's planned on settling in here. Well, the place is supposedly haunted. I can see why. I gotta bring the powder here, but how? Something's preventing me from going any further. There's something to do with these strange metal sheets that bolted to the wall. It's a combination lock on the door. These sheets are made of metal. Lead, maybe. I think metal door also looks like it's made of lead. How would I know what the fuck the code is? Okay, I'm in here. Lead. I mean, technically I'm not going through doors. So maybe... I mean, I'm not going through walls. So I can go through. Dumb waiter. It's not the right powder. Maybe I'll at least be able to make some nice fireworks. What? Reach the eldest birth. I'll just keep you there. The eldest birth. $1939. And I'll count. "31 years old. 28 years old. Weren't they born in the same year, but they're 3 years different? Does that mean this thing's screwed? Does that mean it's 1936? "1940, 10 years old. Oh wait, that's just when the picture was taken, right? Maybe. So it's 1908. Yeah, that must be it. Yeah. I'm glad I'm right. I can't say I'm disappointed, but this is not what I expected. Where do these lights come from? Must stand for Alexander, I suppose? E for Edward. G for Gabrielle. R for Robert. My dear Alexander, I know you disapprove of all this. You have made that perfectly clear these past few days. Forgive me, my dear child, but I must see this to the end. Our family has suffered too much. I hope you'll find it in you to forgive me for what I did. Wherever you are now, I'm sure you are happy where you are now. Your loving mother, Annie. Annie, my God, what happened here? What have you done? Summon demons. I don't understand all these sigils, these messages, these experiences, and this silence. I can't stand to be alone here. What happened to the Blackwoods? And why did I wake up? Where is Annie? This is a nightmare. Father? Mother? Please, I'm begging you, come back. Help me. A noise. Is someone there? I think it came from the hole. Don't tell me I have to go all the way back to the hole. Oh my god, that fucking noise. It's so fucking loud. Maybe I should take that thing with me. You never know. Might have some hidden words everywhere. Don't remember these doors being closed. Door's locked. But this is the hole. Actually, yeah, this is the hole. What the fuck? Actually, I should check the journal, right? The Banishing of Melfas. A noise from the ground floor. It's a friendly presence, or something more sinister? I have to go to the hall. The feather. When I'm close to this feather, I feel like something is calling me. The feeling is vague. I must be missing something. The torn note. Someone threw this note into the fireplace, but it didn't burn. It mentioned some sort of treasure hunt, created by someone named Ara to his brother. Maybe the road could be interesting. Somebody made sure the room next to the kitchen would be out of bounds for me. And other things, what could be so precious to be protected in such a way? If I can reach that room, I'm sure I'll find some vital clues. But Lord Annie, what have you done? Why have you invited several demons into Blackwood Manor? What's this foolish project of yours? Belfast claims that an opposite sigil will free him from his fellow demons. I don't really trust him, but this is the only way to get answers and find Annie, and to rid the manor of these evil entities. These 4 pillars bearing initials are some sort of tribute to Annie's sons. This whole place is imbued with some unknown kind of magic. It must have something to do with my quest. But for now, I must focus on freeing Malthus and the others to reach the upper floors and find Annie's trail. Chariot. What fucking chariot? Ah, broken glass. Crockery is broken. It didn't fall by itself. There's something on this shelf. Something hexagonal. Just like the pedestal outside the manor. You should try shaking it there. But it's locked, isn't it? The door's locked. Told you it's too big to go through. Oh, now I can read it. I'll let the chariot alone today. In its place let them bring me a 5th horse. If thou hast it, he should be barebacked, and fleet as the others. Ilderin's wonder was aroused, and he summoned a servant immediately. Bid them bring the harness for the 4, he said. The harness for the 4 and the bridle for Sirius. Ilderin then arose. Sirius is my love, and I am his, O son of Arius. We have been comrades for 20 years in tent. In battle, in all stages of the desert, we have been comrades. I will show him to you. Go into the division curtain, he held it, while Ben-Hur passed under. The horses came to him in a body, one with a small head, luminous eyes, neck like a segment of a bended bow, and mighty chest, girded thickly by a profusion of mane, soft and wavy as a damsel's locks, nickered low and gladly at sight of him. Good horse, said the sheik, patting the dark brown cheek. Good horse, good morning. Turning then to Ben-Hur, he added, "This is Sirius, father of the four here. Mira, the mother, awaits our return, being too precious to be hazarded in a region where there is a stronger hand than mine. And much I doubt," he laughed as he spoke, "much I doubt, O son of Arius, the tribe could endure her absence. She is their glory. They worship her. Did she gallop over them, they would laugh. 10,000 horsemen, sons of the desert. I'll ask today, have you heard of Mira? And to the answer, she is well. They will say, God is good, blessed be God. Mira, Sirius, names of stars, are they not, O Sheik? Asked Ben-Hur, going to each of the four, and to the sire offering his hand. And why not, replied Ildrim. Wert thou ever abroad on the desert at night? No. Then thou canst know how much we Arabs depend upon the stars. We borrow their names in gratitude, and give them in love. My fathers all had their mirrors, as I have mine, and these children are stars no less. There see thou is Rigel, and there Antares, and one is Altair, and he who thou goest to now is Aldebaran, the youngest of the brood. But none the worse of that, no, not he. Against the wind he will carry thee till it roar in thy ears like Aqaba, and he will go where thou sayest, son of Arius, by the glory of Solomon. He will take thee to the lion's jaws, if thou darest so much. The harness was brought. With his own hands Ben-Hur equipped the horse with his own hands, and led them out of the tent, and there attached the reins. Bring me Sirius, he said. An Arab could not have better sprung up to seat on the curse's back. And now the reins. They were given him and carefully separated. Horse, huh? All right. What's this, Santa? What? Novel pointed out by a previous clue is not attained that the horse is circled, but finding a horse in the manner will not be easy. A drawing of what seems like an old man wearing a hat was hidden under the bronze statuette. A familiar silhouette. Nothing and no one. Maybe it was a rat. Just I managed to find a curious object in a hole. Wooden hexagonal bearing in a Blackwood arms. I think I know where to put it. Huh. I'm looking at it right. It's a hat. Like a Santa Claus's hat. Gonna smash it with this. Okay. Wait a minute. Santa Claus. John Falco. The old man's portrait is signed John Falco. What should I conclude? Something about his name, his first name, his identity? What identity? I don't know who the fuck John Falco is. Garage seems comfortable enough to have a rest. John Falco. You gotta find a way to open that door. Anyway, I'm gonna run out to hole. Can I go through here? This hole must lead somewhere. Let's take this and go in. Open and close behind me. The mare seems a little more alive than I'd like. fits perfectly. Oh, secret compartment. Key, of course, now can find the lock that opens. Must belong to Mrs. Ward, as I suspected. I gotta possess it as well. Will someone be hiding among these coffins? I'd like to leave this place as soon as I can. Nowhere else to go. Let's possess. Maybe it opens the front door, yeah. Does it open this? He's too small for the manor's massive doors. Must rather open some furniture item. Furniture. Oh, the cabinet. Alright. It's up here, I believe. No. Alright, let's go all the way around. Here it is. Open. Melfuss. Opposite sigil banishment. Okay. Where's my cursor? Can't see where my cursor is. Oh, there it is. Melfuss is a blank. Alright. Pharos. I don't know much about Pharos. Well, the text says that he knows about medicinal herbs and stones, that he teaches logic and ethics. What kind of ethics? That he can make people invisible and eloquent. Screen must appear during the night after my summoning attempt. I don't dare remove it, as I fear I might damage the sigil. What would happen if the connections were suddenly severed without the proper preparations? Bune. Father's research mentions him on several occasions with a mixture of fear and respect. From what I understood, he tried several times to enter our world, but not with benign intentions. I don't understand him. Tuesday, November 25th. Melfuss doesn't like him. I still don't know if I should trust Melfuss, though. Those two have been in open war for centuries in their world. He seems ready to take in any opportunity to make his opponent lose ground. Can I count on Melfuss to block his way if he tries anything? Shall summon him at the end. No opposite sigil. Not enough time, no need. If he escapes, I might do this wretched world a favor. Paimon. So this is Paimon. If one believes Jacques Collin de Plassy, a king of hell, he teaches art, science, and mysteries. He belongs to the order of angels and dominions. He has 200 legions under his command. A perfect match for the spirit of the family, then. 22nd position. 4 dots appeared on top of the sigil. A smell of burning filled the room. I'm on the right path, but what do these straight lines on top of it mean? Nibirius. Nibirius is a valiant marquis. He appears as a raven, and his voice is hoarse. He can grant eloquence and amiability, and he teaches the arts. He has 19 legions under his command. I have had my fill of ravens. Once again, not much information. He seems to intrigue Gabriel. Maybe we should offer to let him attend the summoning sessions? Well, that's quite the discovery, young lady. Do you remember this sigil? Try to memorize it. It's every relief. This will be crucial when you try to chase me out of these walls. Oh. Our first upset sigil has been revealed. Every blocked by his presence is now accessible. Brilliant. Never doubted you. Remember, you must memorize each opposite sigil and the method to activate them. You do that in remembrance of me, won't you? Ah. Well, anyway, I think I should end it there. I have done enough reading for today. And plus, it's just what you should play, so I will be continuing this series in lieu of, I don't know, anything I don't plan on streaming. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later, I guess. And judge for yourself if this game is for you. It has a lot of reading. A lot of reading. Anyways, peach.